JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Police sergeant shot at St. Catherine home. There's an urgent appeal for a blood donation for a police sergeant who was shot and injured at his home in Portmore, St. Catherine, Thursday night. It's reported that sometime after 9 p.m., the police sergeant had just arrived at home when he was pounced upon by masked men as he exited his vehicle. The men reportedly fired shots, hitting the policeman several times. He was rushed to hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. Police have confirmed that the injured cop, who is assigned to the St. Catherine North Division, is in serious but stable condition. The police federation on Friday morning made an urgent appeal for blood for the injured cop. Body found wrapped in sheet on Lenders Crescent. Police have launched an investigation following the discovery of an unidentified body found wrapped in a multicolored sheet on the roadside along Lenders Crescent, St. Andrew, early Friday morning. The body was discovered by a passerby at about 7:45 a.m., who immediately notified authorities. Officers from the St. Andrew Central Police responded to the scene and have since begun efforts to identify the deceased and uncover the circumstances surrounding the incident. According to the police, the body is of dark complexion, slim build, 170 centimeters, or 5 feet 7 inches long, and appears to be in the early 20s. It was clad in blue denim pants and had triple X tattooed on the right side of the neck, the police said. The scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue pending further investigations. Anyone with information that can assist the police is asked to contact the Halfway Tree Police Station at 876-926-8185, Crime Stopper 311, or the nearest police station. The incident has sparked concern among residents in the area, with many expressing unease about the disturbing discovery. It's unsettling to know something like this happened so close to home, one resident remarked. Portland homeowner robbed at gunpoint. Gunmen reportedly robbed a homeowner for an undisclosed sum of money and a motor vehicle in Hope Bay, West Portland, on Thursday. According to preliminary reports, at around 6:45 p.m., 3 men, armed with handguns, broke into a home under the cover of darkness. Inside the house, they confronted a woman who was home with her 2 children. Police reports indicate that the assailants kicked open the door and upon entry, demanded money from the woman. After taking the money, one of the men restrained one of the children and demanded the keys to a car parked outside. The men then reportedly fled the scene in the stolen vehicle. Shortly after, an alarm was raised and the police were notified. 2 guns and ammo seized in Portmore. Man arrested. A man has been arrested on suspicion of possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition, following the seizure of 2 illegal guns and more than 20 rounds of ammunition in Portmore on Thursday. The arrest was made after police personnel assigned to the St. Catherine South Division conducted a targeted operation in Waterford at about 6:30 p.m. The guns seized are a Glock pistol and a Beretta pistol. 27 rounds of 9mm cartridges were also seized. The Portmore Criminal Investigations Branch has launched an investigation into the matter. Police in Western Jamaica on high alert in aftermath of gangster's death. Police in Western Jamaica are now on high alert following the fatal shooting of Clive Lawson, otherwise called Greedy, the alleged interim leader of the notorious Mount Salem, St. James-based Cotton Defense Force, KDF, top junglist gang. Lawson was one of 3 men fatally shot during a police operation on Mosquito Cove Main Road in Hanover Wednesday evening. On Thursday, police sources said that Lawson was leading the gang, which was heavily involved in violent activities, including murders and shootings, in furtherance of gang conflicts. According to the sources, Lawson's criminal activities were primarily motivated by an ongoing feud with the Temple Gang based in Campbell's Lane, Mount Salem. It is feared that his death could spark a conflict for leadership of the gang, plus an increase in clashes with their rivals. Lawson's death is likely to impact the power dynamics within the KDF top junglist gang, as was central to its recent activities, said the source. The violent feud between the KDF top junglist and the Temple Gang has led to several casualties, and his role in this feud was significant. His death may lead to temporary instability within the gang, potentially creating opportunities for rival factions to exploit the power vacuum, or leading to escalated violence as other members seek retribution. The rivalry between these 2 gangs led to several violent confrontations since the beginning of the year, resulting in 3 confirmed incidents. Lawson's involvement was pivotal in driving this violence, added the source. At the time of his death, the 24-year-old Lawson was wanted by the police in connection with the October 24 murder of Donovan Hales in Campbell's Lane. It is alleged that approximately 9:30 a.m., Lawson led a heavily armed group of men who invaded Campbell's Lane, the base of their rival Temple Gang, and opened fire hitting Hales, who died on the spot. It was out on bail in connection with the January 31, 2022 shooting on Clark Street, Mount Salem, which left one man nursing gunshot wounds. Lawson was also reportedly facing a charge of illegal possession of a firearm. Lawson was also reportedly facing a charge of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition in connection with a June 2023 incident. The final confrontation with law enforcement suggests that Lawson was actively resisting arrest, leading to his death, said the source. Up to this morning, the other dead men have not been identified, while a search continued for the other man, whose sources say was shot during the incident and escaped clutching two guns. The police Era 1 covers Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. On Thursday, in a release, the Era 1 management team sought to reassure the public that operations targeting wanted individuals and violence producers will continue. The Era 1 Police Command remains committed to ensuring the safety of residents and has issued a warning to criminals that no effort will be spared in bringing them to justice, said the release. Mount Salem, which has been declared a zone of special operations also since September 2017, enjoyed an initial lull in crime, but has since been the scene of two murders in recent days as criminals target their rivals. JSAFE puts a cap on overtime hours for cops. Faced in a hefty wage bill due to overtime payments, the Jamaica Constabulary Force JSAFE is putting a cap on overtime for its officers effective November 17. It is understood that the cops' wage bill will continue to spike despite an increase in personnel, leading to the move to cap overtime at 10 hours per week in addition to the regularly scheduled 40 hours. The decision was taken to increase integrity and accountability in the overtime system. A new workforce management system was instituted in April 2023 to manage the payout of overtime to officers. Officers will now have to seek permission to work beyond the 50 total hours for the work week. Matthew Hyde sentenced in delayed after power outages and travel mix-up. The sentencing of 21-year-old Matthew Hyde, the former University of the West Indies UWI student who held his girlfriend captive in a dorm room and assaulted her in 2023, has been postponed to November 22 following a power outage at the Supreme Court on Friday. A travel oversight, which saw Hyde arrive into court over 2 hours late from lockup, delayed the hearing. Attorneys were observed making checks with the police several times regarding his whereabouts before he finally arrived. Then, minutes into the session, repeated power outages at the Supreme Court shut down the affair. The lights at the King Street Court flickered on and off about 4 times before going out completely. After waiting in vain for several minutes, sitting judge Justice Carolyn Ty Powell was in the midst of hearing from Hyde's lawyer, Patrick Peterkin, was forced to reschedule the proceedings. Prior to the blackout, Hyde had asked to speak to the female complainant to issue an apology, which she allowed through her counsel on the condition she would be allowed to respond. The hearing never got to that point, a fact which frustrated the complainant, according to her counsel, Obika Gordon. She is disturbed. We understand that what happened today was beyond anyone's control, but she'll make herself available for the continuation, he said. The complainant was not in court physically, but sat in on the proceedings via Zoom. Gordon said pre-hearing that the woman was hoping for a sentence that fits the abuse, torture, and assault that she suffered. Peterkin, who stressed to the judge that Hyde was not beyond redemption, said pre-hearing that he was hoping for as lenient a sentence as possible in the circumstances. Peterkin is also hoping that the judge will take into consideration the contents of a psychiatric evaluation, which he did not detail, and Hyde's time spent in custody, totaling 1 year and around 9 months. In his address to the judge, the attorney mentioned Hyde's youth, remorse, and psychological fragility as points for Justice Ty Powell to consider. Hyde is facing sentencing on 7 counts, 1 count of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, 1 count of false imprisonment, a count of malicious communication, and 4 counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. He pleaded guilty to the charges in September. 19 women arrested for gang-related activities since the start of the year. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Strang says nearly 500 people, including 19 women, have been detained for gang activities since the start of the year. Dr. Chang provided the figures during Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing. We updated the nation on the administration's progress in tackling crime.
Let us address organized crime, particularly gang activity. This year, our strategy has sharpened its focus on dismantling gang structures across the island. Thus far in 2024, we launched 2,777 anti-gang operations, resulting in the detention of 488 individuals. We also detained 19 female gang members, which evidence that our efforts are targeting networks, addressing crime at every level within these organizations. Since the start of the year, we have charged 163 gangsters as compared with 145 last year. We have put 8 gangs, inclusive of 73 gang members, before the court, and 28 other gangs are being investigated. There are some areas of concern which need repeating, such as the occurrence of multiple victim incidents with larger than usual number of victims. In Cherry Lane, 8 lives were tragically lost and 9 others injured due to an ongoing gang war. Similarly, gang violence in the Warwick Hills area, now known as Pleasant Hill, claimed the lives of 5 individuals, including 2 suspected gang leaders. These incidents demonstrate the reach and destructive nature of gang violence. Despite the complexity of these cases, we are making significant progress. In the Cherry Lane incident, we have arrested and charged 2 individuals linked to the gang and seized an illegal firearm. 2 suspects linked to the incident, one of whom was positively identified as a shooter, are fatally shot when they challenged the members of the police force as they sought to apprehend them. The remaining members of the gang are being pursued to be brought to justice.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.